Well, to start with, we heard John Bercow, the Speaker of the House, opening the proceedings and basically clarifying a matter of record. He was saying that as the Supreme Court decision yesterday was that prorogation, the suspension of Parliament, had never happened, it was unlawful, that word should be expunged from the parliamentary record. He said that now it should be recorded that Parliament had been adjourned from the evening of the 9th of September, the 10th was when they went away. That was now what it would say in the parliamentary record. Then we had the first of these urgent questions that we're likely to hear today. As you said, it's from Joanna Cherry, the Scottish National Party MP who was involved in the legal cases that the Supreme Court has been hearing. She was asking Geoffrey Cox, the Conservative MP who is also the Attorney General, about the advice that the government had been received and given in their arguing for prorogation. Now, what Geoffrey Cox said was that all of this advice was set out or the government legal case was set out in the hearing put before the Supreme Council, that he oversaw that legal counsel, and if he was called on to resign every time he lost a case, then he would never have had any legal practice at all. He used to be a lawyer. He said that he was disappointed that the Supreme Court took a different view from the other courts in the country, but he accepted the decision. Legally, he said the matter is settled now. What he did say, which was interesting, was that he would consider whether the public interest required any public disclosure of the advice that had been given to the government on the matter. He said this was under consideration. He went on, though, to praise the judiciary. He said that judges are impartial and independent, one of the finest judiciaries in the world. That puts him separately to Jacob Rees-Mogg, another key government figure, who said that the Supreme Court's decision amounted essentially to a constitutional coup.
Rory, it is Wednesday. Normally that would be Prime Minister's Questions, which most people around the world are familiar with, that raucous weekly event in the Houses of Parliament. No Prime Minister's Questions today. However, Boris Johnson may be coming to address Parliament a little later, we understand.
Yes, that is not likely to be for a few hours' time, though. We have a number of ministerial statements, 5 in total, scheduled for today, and Boris Johnson's is going to be number 4 in that list, and that's not expected till about 15 GMT, so a few hours from now. Before that, we will have ministerial statements on the collapse of Thomas Cook, the travel company. We'll have ministerial statements from Michael Gove talking about Brexit readiness, one from Dominic Raab talking about Iran. Then we have the Prime Minister. Following the Prime Minister, we will have the Leader of the House, Jacob Rees-Mogg. So that is the order of events in Parliament today.
Rory, many thanks. Al Jazeera's Rory Challands there live in Westminster.